Guys, I hate to admit it, but the old YouTube is dead. I remember when I grew up, I'd watch channels like Smosh, Fred, The Annoying Orange, and I'd watch all these videos like ASDF Movie, Charlie the Unicorn, and Harry Potter Puppet Pals. And I bet for some of you that probably unlocked some memories. It felt like when I was growing up, YouTube was kind of like a creative playground. It was a place for genuine content that came from the heart. The site's motto at the time was broadcast yourself. And that wasn't just a slogan. It was a place for people to be themselves, share their real experiences and any crazy idea that came to their heads. It was what the platform was all about. And compared to now, the site just feels so dull and boring. The top of the homepage is filled with generic challenge videos, drama recaps, and long video essays about topics that seem interesting, but never really gets the point. Everything kind of blends together, turning our recommendations and home feed into a sea of cliche titles and thumbnails that we have to sift through to find anything good. It all feels copied and pasted, following the same overused formula. In fact, I feel like I spend most of my time sifting through my recommended videos to find something good than actually watching anything. And it's just so draining. It feels like the old creative playground that YouTube used to be is gone. It's just not genuine anymore. But I think there's a reason to have hope. And that's what I wanted to make this video about. So if you're interested, feel free to keep watching. And I guess before I begin, I might as well introduce myself. I'm Cam, I go by Chetbat Online. I make videos about really anything that I find interesting, but lately it's been about digital minimalism, tech, and productivity culture. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, feel free to check out my other videos and maybe drop a like or subscribe even. But yeah, let's just get into this. So as I said earlier, YouTube started with the simple motto, broadcast yourself. And people really took it to heart. Early videos on YouTube were basically anything that people wanted to do, whether it was just hanging out at the zoo or singing along to the Pokemon theme really terribly. It was a place where creativity thrived, and the only thing that limited videos was the imagination of the creator. People were making videos just for the fun of it, and that genuine energy was pretty infectious. It felt real, like everyday people were sharing bits of their lives to make others laugh or smile. And I feel like that's why so many iconic videos came from the early days of YouTube. Fast forward a little bit to 2006, when Google bought YouTube and rolled out the partner program, things started to change. Creators could now go full-time with their channels and make money off of it, even make a living. And at first, it seemed like a dream come true. But things started to shift around this time. YouTube needed to be profitable now that it was owned by Google, and so they began showing more ads on the platform. Suddenly, the focus was on maximizing ad placements, and metrics like watch time, retention, and click-through rates became the new priorities. And this had a huge impact on creators. They found themselves chasing numbers instead of their original passion. The algorithm pushed everyone towards the same tired cliches, and making it hard for creators to experiment with fresh, new ideas because they were afraid it wouldn't be profitable. Videos became longer and artificially stretched out to hit mid-roll ads, and thumbnails became incredibly misleading just to get more clicks. I feel like at this point, YouTube really lost its creative spark, and it kind of became more corporate and sterile. The authenticity and kind of unique passion that creators used to have was now starting to fade away. And if we fast forward to today, this has only gotten so much worse. Many of the top channels are like assembly lines or content mills. They're just churning out videos that feel repetitive and lack any meaningful content or insight. In fact, there's a name for this that you've probably heard of. They're called slop because they flood the platform with garbage, and just like pigs, we, the viewers, gobble them up without a second thought. But when you think about it, this makes sense. Social media's transitioned from its original purpose of connecting others to delivering non-stop dopamine hits and overstimulation. They're designed to keep us hooked and interested, making it easier for these platforms to show ads to us and make money. And as a result, it's made us okay with low-quality content just because it's easy to watch, even if it doesn't leave a lasting impression. Gone are the days of uploading goofy or creative videos for fun, and it's been replaced with a flood of formulaic, cliche titles like, "This X situation is crazy," or "I tried this so you didn't have to," and just endless drama content. And as I said before, these predictable titles kind of blend together, making it hard to find anything actually interesting, meaningful, or engaging. And I feel like this is why YouTube doesn't feel so enjoyable anymore as a viewer. Let me know if this has ever happened to you. Let's say you came home from a long day, either from school or from work or whatever, and you just want to hang out and watch a YouTube video. But of course, before you can even start the video, you have to sit through multiple unskippable ads. And when the video finally loads, it drags on. goes off topic. And just when you feel like it's about to get to the main point, you're interrupted yet again, this time by a built-in ad from the creator themselves. It's so frustrating and dehumanizing. We know we're being advertised to, but we'll keep watching as long as the videos are mildly entertaining and easy to watch. There's no longer a genuine connection between creators and their audiences. Instead of building a community based on shared interests and real interactions, YouTube's become a marketplace where views and ad revenue take priority over just making content from the heart. And so at this point, you might be feeling like things are pretty hopeless. And I can't blame you for that. YouTube's definitely getting worse, and I don't see this changing anytime soon. But I do have some good news. There's still a place where old YouTube feels like it's alive, and you actually don't have to look far for it. In fact, it's on the same website. It's just by smaller creators. I mean, think about it for a second. All this time I've been talking about how big YouTubers have to focus on metrics to make a living and are forced to churn out lower quality content. But smaller creators don't have this issue. They aren't relying on their videos for income, so this doesn't really affect them. For example, why would a smaller creator need to artificially stretch out their video to hit mid-roll ads? Why would they care? They don't get money from ads anyway. They're not even monetized. So what's the point? And when I watch smaller creators, I can feel their genuine passion because that's why they're doing it. Sure, there's probably some people out there who make content because they have dreams of blowing up and getting rich, and I totally understand that. But smaller creators make videos because they genuinely feel passionate about the content they make and want to share it with the world. They want to broadcast themselves, which is originally what the site was for. It's the original motto. And they focus on building communities, creating content that they're proud of, and being themselves instead of chasing trends and cliches. And I think YouTube has actually taken note of this. In 2023, YouTube announced changes to its recommendation algorithm to promote smaller channels more frequently. And you've probably noticed this yourself, because thumbnails from smaller creators stand out. They're not following trends or have high production budgets, and it feels like a fresh air. It's actually led me to clicking on a lot of these smaller videos. And I think a lot of YouTube's viewer base is going to be driven to videos like this. People love seeing others being driven by passion. And what's more passionate than a small creator making videos just because they want to share their hobby instead of wanting the money or the attention? And in general, I think people are feeling more burned out than ever. And I can't really blame them. People are feeling exploited by governments that don't care about them, but pad the pockets of politicians and business executives. People are exploited by their jobs where they work too many hours and don't get paid nearly enough. And now when people want to just take a second and watch a funny video, God forbid, they still end up getting exploited. This time by the platforms that they use for entertainment. It's a shame. And I think there's going to be a growing trend of people who are just sick of being advertised to. Viewers aren't stupid. They know when they're being seen as just a data point instead of an actual person. People just want to watch normal people talk about things they love. It's such a breath of fresh air. People just want to feel like they're talking to a normal human being and connect with them. And they want to feel a genuine sense of community. And I think that's what small creators do. And looking forward to the future, this is only going to get worse. I'm going to be honest, I don't see the world getting any better. And I think people are just going to be more driven to look for genuine content. People are feeling lonely and they want to be part of a community greater than themselves. And of course, with AI on the rise, low effort content is going to take over the site even more. I mean, the slop could just be generated. But I know for certain that AI can't recreate the video of just talking to a human being. At least I hope not. I'm not saying all slop is bad. I love watching drama videos every once in a while. It's kind of like fast food. Sure, it's okay to have McDonald's every once in a while, but it probably shouldn't be the main part of your diet. And I feel the same with slop. I think it's important for us to be more mindful of our media diets and to recognize when we're just watching something for stimulation and not because it's a high quality video. And so I guess the main point of this video is if you're tired of watching low quality content, give smaller creators a shot. If you see a recommendation for a smaller video that maybe looks less appealing because it's not following the established trends, maybe try checking it out. And if you ever thought about uploading something for yourself or starting a channel, now is literally the perfect time to do it. People just want to see normal people talking about the things they like. It's the most refreshing thing on the internet right now. And you don't need any fancy equipment or high production value or anything. You just need to be a normal person talking to a microphone, like what I'm doing here. And so in general, I feel like this is kind of the start of a turning point for YouTube. Sure, the platform is still gravitating towards short form content, especially with the TikTok ban looming in the next couple of weeks. But I also think that small creators are going to become a more important part of the platform. They've always been an important part of YouTube, but I think more people are going to deliberately seek them out because they're so sick of the low quality content that's pushed by bigger channels. I think people just want to be seen and heard. And so because of that, I'm curious what your thoughts are. I'm wondering if you've noticed this at all, because I definitely have. And I'm wondering if you think that YouTube might potentially change for the better, even if it's probably gonna get worse. And if you have any other ideas for things that I should talk about, feel free to leave a comment and give me some ideas. I'd love to hear about your experiences and what you think should be talked about on the internet more. I've said this before in other videos, but I really want my channel to be an alternative to the ultra polished kind of style of content that I've seen online. I want to talk about issues that real people are facing, or talking about people's experiences that aren't really talked about on the internet that often. So if there's anything that you don't see on the internet that you'd want for me to talk about, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm genuinely curious. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Let me know what you think, and you know the drill, like, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. See you later.